let my audience know a little bit about you and your story. You didn't start off as a MMA athlete. What did you do originally?
I played soccer.
And you went to the University of Texas El Paso, correct?
Correct, yep. I went there for 4.5 years. Played a little bit as a freshman, but really got my feet wet as a sophomore. And then in between my junior and senior year, I went and played for the Seattle Sounders for their semi-pro team, and then came back and finished my senior season with UTEP. And yeah, I mean, it was good.
And then if you can let everybody know what happened with your soccer career from there.
I took a pretty bad injury towards the end of my senior year, and just kind of was a nagging injury that took a long time to heal, and then I ended up figuring out that I like pretty much broke my tailbone, like smashed it, and so it was kind of causing troubles with me running and stuff like that. So yeah, it was just one of those long processes to finally figure out what was going on, and then yeah, from there I just started doing. I couldn't run, I couldn't really play or anything like that, so started doing jiu-jitsu. A classmate of mine invited me to a gym, and yeah, after that was it. I think I did my first jiu-jitsu competition after like 3 months, and then some guy there asked me if I was interested in fighting MMA, and I said sure, and then I took my first fight 3 months after that. So total of 6 months I had a jiu-jitsu tournament and my first fight.
Wow, so you just jumped right into it.
Just right into it.
That's awesome. It's kind of like just going from one thing to another, and you just didn't let it stop you. I know a lot of people have got injured in high school or in college, and they'll just stop playing sports from there, but you didn't. You completely elevated yourself to a completely different athlete. I think that's awesome. Yeah,
I mean, it was, I don't know, I just always been an athlete, so it's kind of hard just not to do anything, so I had to find something to do, and it just so happened to be martial arts. I mean, I always enjoyed it as a kid. It was always something that I really enjoyed, so I guess things just kind of came full circle, and here I am.
Now, you started training in Hawaii, correct?
I started in El Paso, actually, where I was in El Paso for a bit, then moved back to Arizona and trained a little bit here with the MMA, with Power MMA. I would go over to the MMA lab every now and then just for some sparring with Jocelyn and Jillian Leibarger. And then I trained out of Fight Ready. And then from there I moved to Sanchez BJJ. And then from Sanchez BJJ I moved out to Hawaii.
And what brought you to Hawaii?
My husband at the time, Eduardo Sanchez. Yeah. So we went up there and opened up an academy out there, and then, life happened, and
Sanchez MMA.
Yeah, and then I moved back. September. So I've almost been back in Arizona for almost a year.
And you were born in Arizona, correct? Mesa?
Born in Tucson, Arizona. Moved up to Mesa, Arizona when I was, thinking, like 4th grade.
Awesome. I'm actually in Arizona too. I just actually had to take like a 4-hour drive to Phoenix last night to drop a friend off, and then shot right back up to where I'm from.
Nice. Yeah. Where are you from?
I'm from Laughlin, actually.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm not originally from here. I'm originally from California, but my wife lives here, so I moved down here with him.
That's nice.
Yeah. So from Hawaii, you started your pro career in Guam, correct?
No, started my pro career with the XFC. Okay. So went straight from Tough Enough to the XFC, fought 2 fights for them, and then they kind of transitioned to the XFC Brazil, and they got picked up over there, so they weren't really having shows in the States, and that's kind of when I made my move to Hawaii. And from there, that's when PXC asked me if I would fight at 115, because they didn't really have a 125-pound division. And they actually contacted me when I was in Tough Enough, and they wanted me to come out there, but again, it was for at 115, and I was like, no, I'm fighting at 125. So when I made that move out to Hawaii, they asked me again, and I said, yeah, I'll give it a shot. So I went out there and fought for them 3 times. I think I fought Guam, Manila, Guam, 3 back-to-back with them. I did 115, 110, and then 115 again. So my Manila fight against, I think it was Gina Inuang. I think it was I think that fight was at 110 pounds, catch weight at 100. Well, their atom weight was 110. So I fought all the way down at 110 before, and then after those 3 fights, I got that short notice fight for JoJo.
Yeah. You're like the short notice queen of the UFC right now.
Yeah, I think it's 6. I think this last one made six short notice fights for the UFC.
That's awesome. Well, at least they know who to call when someone drops out.
Right?
Keeps people employed, right?
Yep.
Now, you fought in 6 different countries, correct?
From
my calculation, it was Brazil, South Korea, Scotland, Guam, the Philippines, and the States.
Correct.
What was your favorite out of all of them?
Favorite out of all of them. You don't really get that much time. I liked Scotland a lot. I liked Scotland a lot. It was really pretty there. I would like to go back to all of them though, because I really don't get to enjoy it as I should, as a vacation. I'm there for work. I'm cutting weight most of the time that I'm there. And then after the fight, we're pretty much on the next flight out unless you really try to stay longer. But at the time, I was running academy at most of the time, so I had to get back to work.
So pretty much just tunnel vision straight to the fight, jump on a flight and get out.
Pretty much.
All business.
Yeah, all business.
Perfect. So there's a couple of strawweight fights coming up at UFC 228 that I wanted to get your opinion on. The first one is number 9 Tatiana Suarez is taking on number 6 Carla Esparza.
I like the matchup. I think it's an interesting matchup. I think Tatiana wins it. Honestly,
I agree with you on that one.
But at the same time, Carla is a wrestler, you know what I mean? But I think Tatiana is just going to be way too much for her. I think Tatiana has, a lot of potential in the division. She's one of the bigger girls in the division, and she's good. She hasn't really showed a whole bunch. You can kind of tell, there's a lot more to her. You know what I mean?
Yes.
She's just grinding out these wins with her wrestling and her jiu-jitsu, and she's patient. She's still pretty young, and I'm really looking forward to that fight.
Now, the other one I wanted to get your opinion on is possibly for the number 1 contender spot, and it is Jessica Andrade versus Karolina Kowalkiewicz.
I think Andrade is going to take that one as well. I don't think Karolina has fought someone like Andrade before. So I think that's going to play a big part. But, Andrade's she's just a powerhouse.
Yeah, she puts a lot of pressure on her opponents.
She puts a lot of pressure. She keeps going. She can take a lot of damage. So even with Karolina's striking and stuff like that, I still think Andrade is going to be able to overpower her, especially in 3 rounds. You know what I mean? I think she can push a different pace in those 3 rounds. But yeah, I definitely think that's a great fight. I'm really hoping that's going to be a good grindy fight, a back and forth fight. But I think Andrade pulls it off.
Now, if Andrade does get the next shot at Rose, how do you think that plays out?
I don't really know. I think Rose takes it. I think Rose is real composed. She's good at counter fighter. You know what I mean? Her jiu-jitsu is good. I think it would kind of be more of I think Rose wins it. There could always be an upset. You know what I mean? Everyone has a puncher's stance. Everyone can play out their game plan to a T and win. But
I think has his day.
Yeah, every dog definitely has its day. But yeah, I definitely I would go with Rose.
Okay, now UFC 229 showcases 2 strawweights who you know very well. Felice Herring versus Michelle Waterson.
Yeah. Waterson, I think, to be honest with you. I think Waterson can get that win. I like Waterson. You know what I mean? I wish her the best. I definitely think her style and her growth is a lot better than Felice's. But Felice's, she's a bulldog. You know what I mean?
Totally.
But yeah, I think Waterson gets that win.
Now, right now, you're currently ranked number 10 in the strawweight division with the new rankings that just came out on Wednesday. Who do you want next?
whoever. Really, whoever. I feel like I deserve top 10 fighters. Like, I feel like I definitely deserve top 10 fighters. But whoever they give me is fine. I said I wouldn't mind fighting Ticia because I haven't fought her, and she's kind of one up there that has fought recently before me and could be ready by the end of the year to go. I wouldn't mind fighting, the winner or the loser of Carla and Tatiana, but then it pushes me back, you know what I mean? Because I don't think those girls are going to fight before the end of the year. So I really just want to get a fight in before the end of the year. So whoever they give me, but if I'm going to have to wait a little bit, then hopefully I get a really good name.
Okay, so pretty much you just want to get it in between now and December.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Perfect. That's what I like to hear. So I know that you fought at flyweight before. Have you thought about making a jump up to flyweight? Maybe if a short notice fight comes up with the right opportunity with the right opponent.
Man, I'll fight at 35 with the right opportunity. I wouldn't mind taking a short notice 25 fight. I wouldn't mind, maybe after a couple fights moving up to 25. But yeah, it's just I just want to fight, and if they need someone at 25, I'll fight someone at 25. They need someone at 35, a small, someone to fill in short notice, and it's a good fight. Like, I'll fight.
Anytime, anywhere, anyone.
Yeah, any weight class.
Are we trying to push 45 and go after Cyborg next, maybe?
I don't know about 45, but if that fight came up and they needed someone, you know what I mean, I'd make it work.
That's right. Now, I have to get your opinion on what they're now considering the biggest fight in UFC history coming up, which is Conor McGregor versus Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Yep.
What do you think about that matchup? How do you think it plays out?
I think Khabib really got exposed in his last fight. I think Conor can finish him. But then again, if Khabib gets a hold of you, you never know what's going to happen.
Totally.
But I think Conor just has a different kind of style. He counters well, he moves well, he can throw his knees well off those shots and uppercuts, and he has like a weird little style, so snappy kicks, and he's smart. You know what I mean? He's really smart, so they're going to come up with a good game plan. I'm just excited for it. I really am. I hope the fight's as good as all the hype that's coming around it, but I would like to see Conor get away with it. But if not, both great fighters, both, completely different styles, and I don't know. I like Conor.
No, me too, but definitely if Khabib does get you, and if he can hold Conor down, it's going to be a long night for Conor. But if Conor can get up at all at any point, Khabib's done.
Yeah, I'm just excited to watch it. It's coming up quick too, right? I was surprised
October 6th. It's coming up like tomorrow, pretty much.
Yeah, I was surprised it was so quick because you'd think they'd want to do more of a media tour and stuff for it, but I guess the guys just need it. Yeah.
Like they did with Jose Aldo. I was expecting them to do a world tour, but they didn't do anything like that. I think they're just going to do one press conference after 228 and call it a day.
Yeah. It has enough hype behind it. Everyone's already ready to go.
Yeah, thanks to Adali, it's got a lot of hype.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to take up any more of your time. I know you have a busy schedule. I want to thank you very much for coming on. I know you didn't have to take time out of your day, but it was very much appreciated.
Yeah. No worries, man. Anytime.
We will hear from you soon. Keep up the good work. We'll definitely get you on right before your next fight if you would like. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you too, man. Aloha Friday for you.
All right, man. Later. And that was Cortney Casey. Big thank you to her. That was awesome for her to come on. And this is going to be the end of our show today. Episode 5 is in the wraps. Hopefully everyone tunes into UFC 228. It's going to be great. I can't wait personally. I think the main event is going to be phenomenal. The flyweight title is going to be defended for the very first time, so you don't want to miss that. Plus those 3 other fights on the main card are great. The rest of the card's awesome. All right, guys. You guys have a good one. Stay classy. I'm out.